no place to sit after ride. Seems like we hadn't learned our lesson. Miss
Cobra, it's always good to talk to you. Now,
always
for several months, I've been joking about, Bruce Wilkinson. You have a great recovery record, but this seemed to be one guy that was at least 2 steps ahead of you. Let's start at the beginning. I'm not even sure where the beginning is. How did Bruce first come to your notice?
It first came to my notice when I got a call from my general agent, Rod Dawson, and he said that one of his agents had read a bond that they don't know why they read the bond, because the guy had 4 failure to appears. And the guy went south and wondered if we would go track him down, and it was going to be a difficult one because this guy knew how to run. He's done it 4 times before now, and it's always been, it's always been some kind of fiasco. So I got that call around Thanksgiving, and then I found out from the agent who wrote it not to do anything because she was going to catch him at the mother's house for Thanksgiving. So we got held up. And then it got close to Christmas time, and we were working it again, and then we got called off yet again by the agent, stating that she had it all worked out and she was going to catch the guy. And Christmas came and went, and then here's New Year's. So Rod had enough of it and put us on it. He actually had to pay the bond. It went into forfeiture, so he had to pay it, and now it's a matter of chasing him down. So we started working it right around the end of December, and we worked it pretty steady from then till now.
Okay, now I nice tunes.
Yeah, that's my crazy truck wanting to tell me to pull over right now.
Okay, now what did Mr. Wilkinson do wrong in the first place? Obviously, fail to appear is a great reason to revoke a bond.
Oh, yeah, that's the number one reason. I mean, that's what my warrant said anyway, was failure to appear. But he was a failure to appear on about, some rumors have it up to 35 charges, ranging everything from drug possession to sales distribution to a firearm, dangerous weapon by a convicted felon. The list goes on and on. It was kind of like a messy list. He has plenty of charges, but my main warrant was for failure to appear.
Okay. Now, normally it's pretty simple to find a felon, but in this case, he proved to be somewhat elusive. I called him the hunt for Waldo. Where's Waldo this week? I'm pretty certain he led you a merry chase.
Yes, he did. He had already eluded, on different bondsmen 4 separate times. And this time, he was really good at it. And one of his pastimes was watching all the CSI shows and, the bounty hunter shows, the cop shows, and everything else. In fact, called him the Gingerbread Man. That was his nickname, because he always seemed to get away from the police, even when they had him surrounded. He could get ghosted and get gone, and he was the Gingerbread Man. Anybody knows the Gingerbread Man is a hard guy to catch. So his girlfriend, one of many, she got a large insurance settlement from the death of her father for about $4 million. And, of course, now he has plenty of operation money, and he can, do whatever it is he needs to do. So, aided with that, we had a real hard time. And he knew about phones, and everybody says, well, why didn't you check his phone and do this? Well, he exchanged phones about every second day. Third day, he had a brand new phone. And he was well wise to, even a new phone, they may be checking that. So he would turn the phone on and turn it off as needed, and then change them every couple of days. And then he would get phones in his name and give them to his friends. So if you happen to have an active number, you'd be chasing the wind. You'd be chasing one of his friends. And they even did that to us several times. He got me out.
Would this be the $20 disposable phone that you can buy at Walmart?
Oh yeah, he went across the board and did every carrier that you could think of. He did the disposables, and of course now he's got money, so he also did the other phones too. As long as a couple of them even had contract phones. So yeah, this guy's pretty. Forget phones. We just happened to get lucky and found one of his girlfriends. That's what upset the whole case.
All right. Now, as I understand it, you captured him in Georgia.
Yes, in Georgia. Uh-huh.
Okay. What led you there? I seem to recall that for a while you were in the Carolinas. For a while you were in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was all over the place. He was in multi-states at any given time, and one of his girlfriends finally said Georgia. So we were checking Georgia, different places in Georgia, and we knew one of the girlfriends, so we could able to track her down, and it led to his arrest. But he was all over the place. He was everywhere. He was in New Jersey, New York, the Carolinas, Florida, and he was very, very elusive. Very elusive. The gingerbread man, that's him. He's the gingerbread man.
So I'm guessing that he was less than happy when you knocked on his door. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the old saying that we always make fun of Price, and he goes, I don't see anybody else out here. Well, the same thing kind of happened to this guy. We surrounded the place from stem to stern with about 12 different officers, and Rod Dawson, Matt, myself, and went and knocked on the door, and they stalled for a long time to open the door. And then the girlfriend came to open the front door, and when she did, she was giving him time to bail out the upstairs window. So he had looked out the window, and it's pitch black dark. You can't see nothing. So he thought, I don't see anybody out there, so I'll just jump. So when she opened the front door, he jumped. He jumped right down in amongst 3 or 4 cops with long-barreled guns and everything else. And it was, don't move. He goes, don't shoot, I ain't got no gun. It was funny. He bailed right out of the second floor window, man. I mean, right into it. He was flight or fight, man. He was gone. It was the funniest thing. A lot of cussing was going on. I mean, it was a lot of cussing. But we didn't know if he opened the window to stick a gun barrel out, so everybody hid behind the bushes. And his big fat ass popped on the ground. Boop. It was over. Oh my God!
I would imagine that the cops that he landed on were somewhat grumpy.
They were. Everybody was shocked that he actually was going to make that jump, and you're thinking, you're not going to make that jump. That's a long jump, and he had gained a lot of weight. So there's no way he's going to jump. Sure shit. It sounded like a sack of potatoes hitting the ground. And he jumped up real quick like he was going to go. But, when they were screaming, to get on the ground and everything else, he's all better. I mean, he was scared he was going to get shot. So I mean, he had taser lights all over him and and long barrel guns. I mean, he was something else.
Yeah, that would probably slow most people down.
If you notice the pictures that I sent you, he was very shy. He didn't want to look at me. He was all mad, you know. And I said, you know, why you get mad at me? You started it. So then we asked the police, you know, you guys going to take him? Oh yeah, we're going to take him. And they were like, that was a big prize. Now this little town there, Caleb, DeKalb, or DeKalb, Georgia, how do you pronounce it? They've been on 2020. They've been on Cops. They've been on just about everything out there. 48 Hours. Do you know that they won't go back on TV anymore? They're the highest in the country in murders and all kinds of stuff. Really? And the guy tells me, they won't let us on Cops no more. Why? They're too damn gun-ho or something else. So we asked them, do you have this under control? And they said, yeah, we got it. So we left. Mm-hmm. So we left. And we get all the way back to the highway, and then they call us and tell us they're releasing him. And I said, what? Well, it turns out that Pasco County shuts down at 5 o'clock. They don't open back up their warrants until 8 a.m. And they got some kind of weird law in Georgia. They cannot hold anyone for 9 hours. And nobody would confirm the warrant, so they're going to let him go. This was after I spoke to you. So we boogied back over there, and now we're in standby. For 2 hours, we're in a Mexican standoff. They don't want to take the guy, and they cannot release the guy to us. So what are you going to do? We're just going to take the handcuffs off him and let him go. I said, well, it's going to be a short run, I can tell you that. You got Rod Dowson flipping out, and it was pretty intense for about 2 hours. And finally, the one cop, now Sergeant Johnson, I always use the name Sergeant Johnson when they say, who are you? I'm Sergeant Johnson. What's going on? So I actually met Sergeant Johnson, and he was a stickler for the law. So Sergeant Johnson says, nope, we can't give him to you. We're just going to let him go. I says, oh, that's not going to work out too good, Johnson. Not going to work out too good. So the one cop says, listen, we'll take him inside the house, and we'll sit him on the couch. You guys get around back. Somebody get to the front. We'll take the cuffs off of him and then walk out the door, and whatever y'all got to do what you got to do. That's okay. That's a plan. Now, Rod was happy then, but then they changed their mind. They said, nah, after 2 hours, we're going to go ahead and take him. We called Pasco County and woke up everybody, asked them to please get out of the bed and go down there and fax over what they needed and confirm that they will do full extradition. I mean, it was listen, 2 times in our life, Rod, 2 firsts for Rod. Never seen anybody bonded out of jail without a body. That was last week with Silver. And this week, we've got a known badass, I wouldn't call him a terrorist, badass fugitive that they don't want to keep in jail. I'm like, what?
Right. Well, I'm sorry, jail's closed for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Here we got this badass and nobody wants him. No, nobody wants the guy. Yeah. So, here we are. I mean, imagine that. I mean, we're chasing. All right, we caught it. Now what do we do with it? So, I'm just glad it's over with. I got tired of you asking me, so where's Bruce? Hell if I know, Simon. I have no idea where Bruce is at. Bruce is elusive. Yeah.
So where is Bruce right now? He's in Pasco?
No. He's still up in Georgia. He's waiting extradition, and of course he can fight extradition and stay there a little longer. But I figure within the next 30 days he'll be back in Pasco. So they've confirmed the warrant, so he ain't going nowhere. So now he gets an extradition hearing, and to find out if he wants to come on back to Florida. And if he's smart, he should just say yes and get it over with, because they will eventually send him back down to Pasco County. Yeah.
Okay, now, in reality, what sort of length of sentence is Bruce looking at? It sounds like more than 30 days.
Oh, yeah. He's already been incarcerated for numbers of years, and he's got all these charges right here. then you take in consideration the judicial system nowadays. It's not you or I, so he could probably get out in 5 years. But if he gets the time he's supposed to get or should get, depends on how many points he's racked up, he might not never get out for a very long time. I'm talking 20 to life. Yeah. That's what he could get. Yeah. So
now,
it's going to be interesting to see.
You mentioned girlfriends.
Yes.
You know, the use of the word S on the end of the word it indicates that he had more than one.
Absolutely.
Are they in any shape or form culpable? Do they face any charges?
We wish. We called him red-handed, and they were actually flushing dope down the toilet, and the police caught him doing that too. And we wanted to get his current girlfriend arrested because she had given us the slip so many times, and she was definitely aiding and abetting him. But you have to understand where we were. If it was Florida, they probably would have throwed the book at her, and she's been to prison herself. But they decided to give her a pass, and I'll tell you what, I'm glad she wasn't my girlfriend because he wasn't even inside the squad car yet when she hit the gas pedal in her car, jumped in her car, and fired up, took off. Has not been seen since. Talk about abandoning somebody. You know? She got out there in a hurry.
I always thought that aiding and abetting was a crime.
It is. Had the U.S. Marshals been there and affected with us on this arrest, it would have been probably a good 5 years for her and probably another 5 for lying. So you can't lie to a federal officer. It's a violation of 2001 rule. They got a rule out there called 2001. Now, you can lie to a police officer. It's a misdemeanor. If you lie to a federal agent, it's a felony and carries a 5-year penalty. So, you know, it just we didn't have the right people there. Otherwise, she'd be in jail because we were definitely pushing it. Trust me, we were pushing as hard as we could push it. Finally, they had to tell us to stand down. We got enough excitement going on here with this guy. You know, so. Yeah.
Cobra, it's been delightful. Is there anything else you would like to share about our friend Bruce?
I'm just glad that Bruce is in custody and you don't get to ask me no more. So where's Bruce? Well, Bruce is in jail, Simon. That's where he belongs. I told you I'd get him. You know, incidentally, I broke into Bruce's house a couple of days ago in Pinellas County, and I got a call from the police, and they asked me, "Did you break into this man's house?" Yes, I did. Well, why did you do that? Because I was looking for him, and he didn't answer the door. Was he in there? No, but I can promise you this, by Thursday, he will be in custody. Really? Well, good luck with that. Okay. And Wednesday, he was in custody. Asked me why I break in his house. Why did you break in his house? I'm looking for him, damn it. Oh, Lord. Now we can just get paid. That'll be a better story.
So, what's next? Do you have any more? There's
always plenty of them on the agenda. I've just got to pick. I'm gonna try to pick an easy one this time. So, I'm trying to get an easy one. That would took too long.
No.
I should have called Padilla.
Easy ones.
I should have called Padilla. 72 hours. We'll have your man in custody. I should have called him. I could save myself a lot of pain.
Hey, the easy ones aren't any fun. You had Charles Price, and that was priceless.
Yes, and we still haven't got paid on Price yet. Shit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we can catch them. The question is, and from now on, I'm just going to ask the bondsman. Yeah, we can find them. You're going to pay us when we get them. Oh boy.